Hello! Hello, hello. Ah non, j'ai oublié de me muter. Fuck. Shut up, me. Hey, hi everyone. Hi Lise, hi Dominic, hi Boxy Paint. Hi April. Hi Lena, hi Brenda. How are you guys today? Hi Jill. Hey, thank you so much. These are the Patron Rewards. Hey Val, hi. So I'm not quite done with them, as you can see. But yeah, working on it. I should be able to send the September rewards at the end of the month. They look like the characters from an amazing tabletop RPG mystery one-shot. What was it called? It was called Murder Mystery? You know the stories that are sort of pre-made and you kind of have to figure out who is the murderer? I would play that game. Yeah, I would too, like with cat characters. Of course. So yeah, so the next sort of batch of Patreon rewards is gonna be these cat portraits. So the people who have reached 3 months of the original painting tier, this month they will get one of these, and then those who reached 3 months next month will get another portrait, and like everyone who is currently a patron will get a cat portrait, if that makes sense. I'm playing the Scottish Fold Madame Purr. She's full of secrets, but not sure which of them she heard and which she came up with herself. I hope it's been an amazing birthday weekend. So far it's been brilliant. The portrait reminds me of a vintage style webcomic about cats. Ooh. Thank you so much, Jill. I'm filling up the chart as I go along too. Thank you, Lena. Oh yeah, like it easy, of course. Hi Linux Switch, wow, yeah, it's been a while. Oh, you can't see. I'm using the super nice Holbein set. That was a gift from Otto. So, these guys. I've swatched the whole set of paint in the last live stream, and I mean, with a set like this, of course I want to use it. So I did like the backgrounds with the Schmincke super granulating colors because like they're made for that, honestly. But I wanted to use this set for the characters. I also love that you get like 48 colors in relatively small disk space, which is super handy. How was everyone's week? We closed on the new house and got the keys. Oh, congratulations! Now we have to get the hardwood floors laid and or finished and choose paint colors because the current color... What's the current color scheme like? I need a sip of tea. those portraits are for Patreons. Yes! Yes, they are. The way it's set up is that there's a tier. I think it starts at the $10 tier. But if you stay a patron for 3 months, you get an original painting. So you basically get 4 per year. Light and dark browns and grays. Oh, that's not awful. I understand wanting to change it, but it's really not, like, nightmarish. I remember when my dad and his siblings, they sold my grandpa's house, so his dad's house. The people who bought it, like, they decided to resell it not long after. So we were able to see what the house was like in it. And it was a bit like if Jackson Pollock sneezed over the Palace of Versailles. That was sort of the vibe going on in there. It was absolutely jarring. My week has been a bit rough. Half fade up by too long migraine. Oh no. Well, I'm glad that at least the bunners are doing well, because I mean, having to deal with difficult bunners on top of migraines. Ugh. I would love a palette of entirely granulating paints. Yeah, it's not that hard to put together. Especially if you have access to brands like Schminke. They have a lot of very nicely granulating colors. Not necessarily the mixes, but like their Potter's Pink, I think they're Mahogany Brown, they have Cobalt Azure, Viridian. There's a bunch of them. I love granulating colors too. It sometimes feels like straight up. I know. I'm absolutely in love with the Schminke ones for backgrounds. I'm sure I've made some odd choices in decor, but when we moved in here, 2 of the bedrooms were painted the most vivid pink and blue. Oh. Yeah, that's a bit too much. If I had to move somewhere and it was just me, I think I would paint everything white. It's the most reflective color, and you can't really go wrong with it. And you can very easily change the palette by switching up cushions and frames. On the brightest of days, you can still see it under the 3 coats of 1 coat paint. Oh yeah, that kind of 1 coat paint. It's mostly that the master bedroom is north facing and a very dark brown. Ooh. And the living room is a very, very dark, warm gray. The one on the top right looks like me holding it. Oh, but the one on the left is real cute. Looks like he's getting goosed. What does that mean? Both rooms end up feeling very close, and I'm like, ugh, it feels claustrophobic, honestly. Oh, fans of granulating paints. The seller Light Witch on Amazon is selling a 10-tube set of this. What? Hey, hi Kevin, hi Jellybean, hi guys. Thank you so much, Kevin. That reminds me, on the Discord this week, someone shared a link to a video about the Rockwell paints that are made in Canada. I don't think they say it like that. I think they say that the supplier is Canadian. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. And it was really curious to see the swatches of the Rockwell paints. They have one series that's called Evolve or Evolving, and they look so much like the Supervision paints. Thank you guys. I'm only getting older. Older? Yeah, some things about older is not too fun, but honestly, overall, I think I might prefer it to when I was younger, at least still. I agree. I think aside for the body disintegrating slowly, I wouldn't want to be in my 20-year-old mindset. No offense to the 20-year-olds, the 20-something-year-olds in the chat, but more often than enough, when I see someone being really like either not nice or really douchey on in the internet, more often than not, they're in their 20s. And I remember my 20s, and I'm pretty sure I've been awful a couple of times. Oh yeah, how have you been settling in, Kevin? I hope things are a bit easier. Oh, maths and visual design. That's a very distinct things. Yeah, me too. I'm glad. I'm glad it's not just me that's like, oof. I am so sorry for everyone I met in my 20s and who got the weird impression of me. I really hope I've evolved beyond that. Eep. Oh my gosh. Me about to turn 29, I get what you mean. Well, you're sort of aware of that, so you can maybe keep it in mind, but yeah, I think it's just a thing that happens, like through getting more maturity as a normal process of life. There's a bunch of stages that we go through. I assume when people are in their 20s, the independent mindset takes over and makes them go overboard with belief, opinions, and other stuff. Yeah, there's a bit of that, and it's often the people who you kind of lack perspective a bit. Right now, my oldest sister is 22, and right now, let's say this is the most unnice she's been so far. Yeah, it's a really weird stage of, like, you don't really realize it on as it happens, but with with perspective and like age, you're like, oh, wow, that was shitty. I am so sorry. There's a bit of it that's like kind of an invincibility feeling. And trying to be like overly serious about your future and stuff, and it's just, I don't know, lacks perspective a little bit. It's my take on it. It's also a very healthy stage that is often needed to obtain both momentum and later balance. Yeah. The thing is you have to be aware of it. If you somehow continue through life and never realize that what you did in the 20s might not have been the nicest thing ever, then it's a bit hopeless. Hey, Cyan, hi! It honestly surprises me how immature some 20-year-olds are. My grandmother works at a community college. Well, your grandma is pretty badass. And you won't believe some of the stories she's told me. Oh no! Hey, Lindsay, hi! I'm just 16, but I'm trying my best to value hearing out at the sides of stories. And yeah, and at the same time, I mean, it's just something that is normal to go through. So it's not about sweating it. It's just like the embarrassment that comes later in life when you realize what you did in your 20s. So it's like, I'm sorry. My class at uni drove a lecturer to walk out and never come back after years. Oh my gosh. Was it full of 20-somethings? My 20s almost disappeared in gritty. Oh no, that... Yeah, I can see that, please. Oof. There was a huge group that didn't want to be there and made it... Ugh. Hey, Okuni, hi! Yeah, I guess you're doing good so far, Val. I hope it stays like that. Like, I don't mean anything by it, but yeah. The hard decisions I made then that I regret. However, I don't feel badly at all for every time I smack some uptight white boy upside the head with a newspaper. No, that's fine. That's fine. My best guess was they were there because parents made them. Ugh. One time my grandmother took a group of students on a school trip and some of them went out drinking and they weren't supposed to. She stayed up until 3 a.m. in the lobby in her slippers to scold them. Oof! Ouch! I've been traveling across the states on the train. Oh, you finally were able to make that happen. We missed you too. By Your Treat was a totally different game. Something similar happened in school. I kind of don't want to talk about it too much. First of all, because it's been a while and I don't want to. I don't entirely trust my memory for things on the long term, so not sure. But if I remember correctly, I'm really glad I didn't take part of it. But yeah, some 20-somethings, I swear. Hey, Alex! Hey! Yes, the fires along the tracks in California and Oregon are out, so the coastal starlight. Oh, that's awesome! I might be working my ears more than my mouth fingers today. Oh, that's fine! You were just told remediation starts Tuesday. What's Oh. Oh no. Yikes. I really hope they don't do this stupid thing with the bleach. Jesus. I'm still away from the meadow in Vermont. I'll wave out the window towards the north. Oh, yay! Thank you! Yep, technically good, but packing and lists and everything. Yeah. And like a bit last minute too, so you really have to hustle. I'm looking for a good starting color, but since I haven't swatched all of these in the swatch card, I'm not sure which one to start with. Nope, there will be no bleach, thankfully. Whew, remediation is being done by professionals, thankfully. Oh my gosh. What a relief. Sorry. I was on the Maxfield Parish Highway. St. Gaudens. Ooh. Are you able to take pictures? Oh, I hope the kitties will not be too affected by the sudden change in scenery. Otto! Hey! So glad to see you. Sorry, no pictures. The car glass and my phone are not playing well together. Oh, too bad. Videos? Ow, ow, ow. Dang, that's such a bright orange. Hey, Mikey! Hi! Sorry. Sorry, oh, no worries. I hope everything is okay. Thank you so much! What did you miss? I don't think you missed all that much. We were talking about a bit about how like being a 20-something, like I don't miss my 20s because I feel like I was a shitty person in my 20s, and I hope I'm less shitty by now. Oh, thank you so much, Mikey. It's fall, it's fall. I saw plaid clothes yesterday. Oh my gosh, seriously. I can't wait. I'm dreaming of sweatpants. Thank you, Okuni. This is black ink. I'm not very familiar with it, so I think it's a bit uneven in spot and a bit shiny where I kind of put it too thick. But it's this Dr. Peach Martin Black Star waterproof matte. Like, I think watercolor ground would have worked too, but it would have been difficult to be really precise. The ink is a bit more fluid. LMAO, I love getting older. Each year I give less damage to things and things get easier. Yeah, that's the thing. Ah, thank you so much, Otto. These will be the Patron rewards. So eventually you should get a similar painting. It was really difficult to I had to be really MacGyver-y crafty to find a way to make the ovals. because like photo mats are really expensive, and not many people offer them oval. Like rectangular or square is relatively easy, but oval is much harder to find, I mean. So I had to be kind of crafty. My boyfriend has box subscription and includes teas. Ooh, nice. Hey Yuri, hi. Love how you use granulating colors for the background. So, oh, thank you so much. It's the Schminke granulating colors. They're like perfect. they add so much interest and texture to backgrounds. It's a lifesaver for paintings that don't really have a background. But the hips get wider and wider. I'm not someone with, I mean, I'm too chubby at the moment by a lot, but I don't have a wide hips that much. There's not enough money in the world to make me go through being a teenager. Oof. Especially nowadays. Ew. Would it be excessive to pack a jar of Nutella? No, I'm surprised you're not packing two. Hips don't lie. Especially if I could keep my memory. Oh no. Hold on. Someone said, wouldn't you like to be 5 years old now? Oh, no. Not 5 years old. Ugh. Ugh. Hey, merci Caroline. Thank you so much. Oh my god, I'm reading what... I don't know why she suddenly came back on and was like, feels like adding more to... I'm like, no, just go away. We're done talking about this. Like, you have your opinion, we have ours. Now let's just stop this nonsense. Okay, I'm probably definitely packing Nutella. Seriously. It can really help you save some money too. Like, if you end up having to have breakfast every single morning or lunch, you can really easily get away with just getting a loaf of bread instead of purchasing expensive hotel breakfast or whatnot. It's never excessive to pack a jar of Nutella. You never know what kind of emergency you get stuck into and only wish you had packed a jar of Nutella. A pail of Nutella. Just let it go, Vicky. It's not that deep. It's just bites, for God's sake. That's so good. I kind of need to save that up and reply that to her. Like, Jesus, chill. It's just paints. I don't know why it cracks me up so bad. Oh. Hello, have I'm your patron. Oh, hey! Welcome! I'm so done with the whole Primatech thing, to be honest. Yes, it's just paint. So if I only pack the Nutella, I'll at least have Nutella while Ansem goes and fetches me a non-spoon Nutella. So. Oh, hold on, what did I didn't mean you ever, just meant in general. Hold on. I kinda need to scroll back. I have really not the best memory. Hold on. I didn't mean you ever, just meant in general. Oh, okay, the hips thing. Yeah, I can see it. I'm just glad that it, like, I have to get larger pants anyway, but I can sort of get away with like the standard badly cut pants. Like, I don't have to try to find stuff for wider hips only. Everything is wider, so. The fact her name is Becky makes it funnier. Sounds like I'm calling her that as a joke, but no. It's paint. Buy it if you want to, don't buy it if you don't want to. It says more about you if you're still trying to make people agree with whether you should buy the paint or not. I agree. I mean, it's just... Hey, Tsukabu, hi! Emmy's joined the party. Emmy! Hello, baby! The prettiest baby with the prettiest green eyes. Do you think it took Becky to... I think so. Like I thought she would just let it go, and I was fine with it. Like, my reply, she wrote a big paragraph, and I replied 2 lines. I was like, let's not. And what, a couple of months later, a reply, I'm like, eh. She's full and cuddly. Aww. Sweet baby girl. I don't know if you can hear the blue jays that are screaming. I love them so much. I met a Russian kid on the train going to Washington, D.C. Guess which pink kid I had with me to show him? I don't know. White Knights? Blue Jay singing at Dexter Vol. Seriously. I saw my very first Blue Jay the other day, this week, I think. Like, I've been hearing them forever, but they're really sneaky. But lately, one has moved in the trees around here, I think, like a couple of them. Because I think they mate. They stay with their mate. And yeah, and I managed to saw him or her the other day, and I was like, woohoo! It's kind of hard to tell because you usually see the underside of them because they're flying, and they're mostly gray and black on the underside. The blue is like on top of the bird mostly. I had Sun at $16. in the watercolor. He was pretty bowled over and happy. Oh, that's so sweet. And at one point, a half-dozen Canadian geese were flying out of the water in a few feet. Whoa! Hey, Duad, hi! Of course, I'm painting with the Holbein set. I've been itching to paint with it. It doesn't really fit in the camera, but I have the palette here, and I have the colors. Like, I did the backgrounds with the schminke because that's sort of easy and a good way to use these paints, but I really wanted to paint the characters with the Holbein set. The colors are so nice, they re-wet so easily. I had like partially forgotten just how well Holbein re-wets. I'm using either the brush that came with it, but it's a bit big for what I'm doing right now, so I'm using a Princeton Heritage. I'm really trying to sort of stop using natural hair brushes as much as possible. Just because I don't really enjoy them for the most part. And I mean, I kind of feel bad for all the sable that has to be sacrificed for the sake of brushes. I'm eating frosted mini wheats and they're so good. They're so dry though. Do you dip them in milk or something? Have you tried the Princeton Heritage brushes, Otto? I like to just put milk in a bowl and throw the mini wheats. Yes! Yes! High five! That's the best way to eat those. They stay crunchy, but they're not like drying, like taking away all the moisture from your mouth when you eat them. That's what I would do too, like at some point when I became old enough and I was like, there's gotta be a better way to eat these so they don't become all stuggy. And one goose had a gimpy wing and couldn't make the landing. Can I hit the rod? Oh no! Aww. Poor little goose. It was heartbreaking. It fell back into the water, worked its wing a bit. Almost like a pre-game stretch. And started from a further distance back. Aw, poor little one. I have an inexpensive version of those wavy palette and it's such a clever design. It is, isn't it? It's a bit confusing at first because you're like, how am I supposed to use this? But it's actually very organic. You just start putting paint and you're like, oh, okay. I need more paint. I use one of the bigger spaces. Princeton Heritage have nice... Yeah, that's the one thing. I'm sort of not good with natural hair brushes because I find that they lose their point so quickly. I love those brushes, but I can't get hold of them in the UK anymore. Oh no, if you need any, just let me know. I have finally access to them. I couldn't get them before, but now I can get them. So I'll send you some. I have one of the new Rosemary Red series. The new synthetic is so good. Ooh! Makes me super sad that I can't get them here. I will get you some! Oh, by the way, I've been really good about not impulse buying art materials this year, but a couple days ago I ordered a table easel. What paper did you get? Yeah, we can set this up later. So those palettes are good. Yeah, it's yeah, like Box of Paint says, it's really intuitive. I was really like puzzled too, but I love it. It's so nice. Seriously. Like, soft ceramic. They make larger ones. I think they're a bit bigger than that, and they're like fake ceramic, so it's some sort of plastic or melamine or something. But they have the same pattern on them. That was a bad idea. Mine's a big oval. Oh, really? I've always side-eyed those palettes thinking they're unpractical. Well, I don't know, maybe you would hate it. It really depends on how you like to paint, but I'm finding it super useful. Like, if I need a really small amount of something, I will use... Oh, you can see it, that's stupid. Okay. So I know I am gonna need a lot of orange, so I use one of the bigger wells, but like if I need a tiny bit of a color because I'm painting the shirt here, well, I can use one of the corner small wells. And there's quite a lot of wells if you really check it out, considering the size of the whole thing. Sorry. Talking about this palette. Sorry, I was FK sticker ordered from... Ooh! You get a lot of space for different colors in a relatively small area. Yep. This one is ceramic porcelain. I can't tell the difference between... But it's really nice. Looks like a vortex of entropy. Oh, and I forgot his pot. Poop. I can see that they're useful, but the chaos in the design is too much for me. Yeah. That's also fine, I mean... Porcelain is ceramic, but not all ceramic is porcelain. Ooh! I see. Where does bone china fit into that? Ooh. I swear I just hear music echo as the car went by on your hip. Oh no, there was definitely music. Because apparently the latest trend music-wise is to never use headphones or earbuds or whatever. But like every day we see at least one dude passing by, either doing his workout, coming from his workout, going to his workout, and blaring loud music. And I'm just like, Also people on bikes, like bicycles, with loud music too. I have to go. Oh, thank you so much for popping by, Okuni. I hope you have a great weekend. Bye. Did anyone get the Jackson Shininki anniversary pack? It's lovely, isn't it? I was looking at it the other day and I was like, you're so pretty! I had to resist though, because I'm trying to destash palettes, not acquire new ones. That lower right cat can definitely find one of those Robo 1 double-decker plane. This one, yeah. Sort of mashing up my love of sort of Victorian outfits and high collars and that with cats. It's a bit weird because cats, like the way I draw them, they don't really have necks. So I cannot take full advantage of the high collars. I think it has a great color selection. I don't own any Schminke set, so I thought it might be a good one to go. I agree, and also it comes with a half pan of Onettes, the Oxgull thing, and that might be sort of relevant to you in the sense of the tests you do. Maybe I'm acting like an old fart, but people blasting their music instead of using headphones. Oh, no. If you're an old fart because of that, I am too. Are people talking on the phone super loud? You know, like they hold the phone like horizontally, like far from their mouth, and they yell into it? I don't get it. Oh yeah, I have interest in the Victorian era. Mostly came from, like, it came from loving Sherlock Holmes so much. But it's stuck. Like a slice of pizza that they're angry at. Oh no, you do that too! Wait, hold on, so do I what, Ato? Oh my gosh, like a slice of pizza that they're angry at. Oh yeah, okay, the Victorian stuff, because we were so short on things we match on. Yeah, definitely. Hey, G-Hey, hi. G-A, hi, I put my H in the wrong place, I'm sorry. I have to yell into my phone when I'm talking to my dad because he refuses to get his hearing tested. Yeah, my grandma is a bit like that. She got her hearing tested, but she refuses to wear her hearing aids. So it's kind of funny. I love reading about Victorian households. Yeah! Oh, I don't know if I kept it. I might have gotten rid of it, but I had a bunch of books that were like interior design of of Victorian-inspired bathrooms and kitchens. It was fascinating. But yeah, everything that came from that era is so peculiar. I had to declutter some of the books. I don't think I have all of the ones I used to have, but I still have all of my Sherlock books. I've read the Mrs. Beaton's Household Manual cover to cover. Ooh, that sounds amazing. There was a show on KSPS about... Same dude, just ran by the other side. Also, the Schminke Jackson's palette comes with a really nice fake squirrel brush, and it has opera pink in it. And a gold color. I know Schminke Gold is its own thing, but they still get points for including these. Also, it has Potter's pink. Like killer wallpaper because they used poison to get a... Yes, they used arsenic. And they didn't realize that the arsenic would leach off the paper. There's a bunch of videos on YouTube where the host is a really pretty lady with long blonde curly hair. And it's a show, it's a British show, but I don't remember what's it called. And they have quite a few episodes on the hidden dangers of the Victorian home or something. I'm supposed to be painting. That's the show I'm thinking about. It was on KSPS over here. Oh, I've only seen it on YouTube's. On YouTube's. Blah blah blah. Hidden Killers of Blank House. Yeah. At the fin siècle, wealthy ladies used to put rings on and get x-rays of their hands to use them as a calling card to show wealth and thinness. They were so hype about the new stuff that the consideration for health were so behind. Like, oh, you want a white powder? Let's put some lead in it because lead white is so bright and white. Never mind that it's gonna kill you, but nice. There's always like so many weird toxic things, like when radium became trendy and they would put it in everything. They used to x-ray your feet, see if shoes fit for it. Really? That's so weird. Yeah, sure. Let's go get so many x-rays. Not gonna have any issue with that, are we? Nah. We'll be fine. Or the stuff they put in bread for filler. Oh yeah. Ugh. So the X-rays back then were strong. It's so much worse. Yeah, I guess it was much harder to really control the amount of radiation. Uranium glass, sure it goes in the dark, but so will you. Oh no. Like it's so we have a lot of hindsight on those situations, and it is so striking to like read all of that stuff, or you know, when Lysol was used for douching. I'm sorry, that might be a bit TMI for certain people, but like, what about health, you know? Arsenic and cocaine, amazing meds, guys. Well, that's one way to get a superpower. Darling, you're simply radiant. Oh no. Some of the photos of the... I think it was the Radium Girls. Poor girls. If for some reason you're not familiar with the Radium Girls, they were the women hired to paint the clock dials with glow-in-the-dark radium-laced paint. So those clocks were super useful in the wars for the armies, because you could see what time it was without having light. And they were told to point their brush by licking it. So they would dip in the radium-laced paint, lick their brush with the paint on it, and do that. And many developed issues and died from that. And the reason you do not lick your brushes, kids, it's seriously. I never really felt like licking my brushes. It just feels gross. It's like, ugh, I don't want to taste paint. Ugh. There's still some beginner tutorials that tell to like, ugh, no. They didn't hear about the being. It was just faster. It was for the sake of being really, really fast. Tsukaboo. Like they had to paint so many so quickly. And even rolling it on its side in the paint. I think the paint might have been in jars. So you can't really, like, you have to dip it, right? So I think they would probably paint, and when the brush was starting to run dry, point it, dip it, and continue. I was a weird kid and smelled all my art supplies but didn't taste them. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. They literally said to lick the brush as it's the best way to point it, and then, ugh. Dude, bleh. The joke, in some artist shop there are still notices that if you lick the brush you have to buy. Ugh! What the heck? Ew! That might No, I don't think it's worse than people just breaking a brush. Oh, the tip is stiff, let me bend it. And I'm like, ugh. I think I lose minutes of my life every time I see someone do that. I grew up using my tongue to make a point on my brush. I had to get used to that. How did that become a habit then? I lose it in art shops with brushes and the garden center with people smooshing plants. People smoosh plants? I honestly don't know when it started. I think I grew up with bad brushes and then spit helps. I just know I've done it since I was a kid, then I grew up and found out bad. I have to confess that I like a brush when it's... I have to put it back. You... Don't do that. The plastic thing should never be put back on a brush. That's nightmare fuel, guys. Particularly the cactus and succulent to see if they're succulent. How do you say succulents? I use a wrinkle in my hand now if I have a stubborn brush. I just use my fingers. Or like the edges of my water ball to try to put the hairs back together. Or my rag too. I'm thinking about Patron hiding his new horror video when she puts it on. That's not a simple person. I just, it's one of those things that I have an irrational reaction to. Like, I know, like, most people don't react too much. I've seen so many whole videos from various people where they show brushes and the cap thingy fell off and they just go back on, and I always go like, ugh! Like it shocks me. I just can't. Even travel brushes like this one, the one that came with the Holbein set, is a travel brush. I'm not gonna put it back on until I can use gum arabic to stiffen the top until it's nice and stiff and stuck together, and then I might put the cover back on. I just can't. It bugs my brain so much. What food is everyone addicted to at the moment? Oh, that's a good question. Me too, I haven't bought travel brushes because of that. Seriously, either they stay in the thing until I need them and I have never opened them, or they stay out of it. It just breaks my head. Mine is currently the... Oh, those are yummy! Like the sort of rectangles of crunchy seaweed. Not addicted to it, but for some reason I've been wanting fried chicken. Ooh, fried chicken. Okay, fried anything, to be honest, but... There's a Korean seaweed snack that I carried out over because Tesco told me I wasn't allowed to buy them. What? Why not? Yeah, those snacks. Those are amazing. They're incredibly overpriced here. Like, it's absurd. But, oh, they're good. They're like crisps, but sort of healthier and more umami. Yeah, let's be honest. Seriously, like, anything fried is a win. Bananas, unfortunately, I hate them. They were in a box on the shelf but hadn't been scanned for sale, they said. I was like, don't care, I'm taking these with me. Did you manage to take them with you? I'm eating bread with cream cheese and honey. Ooh, sounds yummy. I also love what we call breakfast on a stick. It's basically a breakfast sausage link wrapped in a pancake on one of those corn dogs. Whoa. That's funny. They have been battered and fried and covered in really nicely spicy gum. Seriously? I don't say Karen out lightly. I went mental indefinitely. Okay, I'm sorry to have to do this, but can I speak to your manager? Or at least you need to type in the price and still sell them. It happens often at the grocery store. Like, there would be something new, and I would be like, "Oh, that's new. Let's try it. That's fun." And you go to the cash out, and they scan it, and they're like, "Oh no, it's not in the system yet." And I'm like, "How?" They're like, "Do you remember what price it was?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I took mental note of it because everything new never scans in here." You leave me no choice. Can I speak to your manager? Oh no. I need to see you, Karen. Yeah, that kind of want to see that too. Damn, every time I join in the stream I have a craving for a dill pickle. Do you have dill pickles at home? And then some. I'm American and a lot of Brits are not prepared for an American that's still... That's so funny. I kind of picture you having like an emergency kit with you, like the American emergency kit, and it has like a mini flag, a hat, other wearable American flag stuff, and possibly a Karen wig. And you're being told no about food, and you're like, hold on, let me get my kit. Oh, you don't have any. Oh no. Oh no. There's one thing, like, I don't travel a lot, so that possibly plays a big role in it, but there is one thing that I'm kind of bummed I never had to do in other countries, is get either pissed enough or annoyed enough that I start swearing in French Canadian. Because I'm really curious to see if people are gonna be like, what the f, or just be like, don't care. Someone needs to explain bread and butter pickles to me. Excuse me, I'm Polish, but if I write ogórki zone, you won't know what I mean. No, I don't really know what you mean. What is it though? They're not exactly like dills. Is it the different spices in it? Heavily sweet, savory, and usually a little bit to a little bit spicy. What's it called? Why is it called bread and butter though? If I worked in customer service and someone started swearing in French, I would start swearing. They were famine food. Served between buttered bread. Dude, how is it a famine if you still have butter though? Oh, I broke a toe. Fuck. Oh, my face hurts. Oh, thank you, Joey. It's been a while since we saw you. I hope you're doing well. Oh, Oh my gosh. Ow, my face. But I mean, really, like, if you told me all they had was potatoes and onions, I would be like, oh, okay. But if they have butter, whoa. Butter is fancy. Yeah, they have tills, but also garlic. Ooh. They're laying in brine for pretty long, but if you take them out sooner, they're not as salty and firm. Those are... I have no idea how you say that, though. My grandma had lard. Lard is also fancy. Thank you so much, Lucine. Oh, man. Okay, so what's not fancy? Like I said, potatoes, onions, what's the word for it? Cabbage. That reminds me of when I was little and my mom would go crazy making mooncakes. Oh, dang, mooncakes are so good. I miss being able to like get them more easily. There's quite a few places that sell them here, but there's none of those places that is close to here. Sorry I didn't hear it the first time because I was still crying with laughter. I don't know, I feel like everything you can grow on your sort of piece of land, because I feel like if you had animals, like, you would probably want to keep them alive longer because like they can sort of produce edibles for longer, like if you have it chickens. I feel like in everything I've seen about wars and whatnot, like any time that people have to sort of limit their consumption of certain foods, things that go out the first are like sugar and stuff like butter. We use lard to fry donuts. Bacon fat or Crisco. Potatoes onions, peppers, and lots of garlic with a couple of eggs broken over the top. What would you call that? Like a frittata or something? I always don't exactly know where to sit when it comes to fat from, let's say, animal sources or fat from vegetable sources. Like olive oil, I feel is the best. But like when you see something like margarine, which is vegan, and the ingredient lineups of margarine versus something like any kind of meat grease, it's sorry, I need to drink water, but I feel like it's a tough choice. To me, a bread and butter sandwich with pickles in it kind of sounds like something you eat in the winter when there's no veggies available, but you still want something that is reminiscent of veggies. So you compensate for the fact that it's pickled veggies with carbs and fat, and then the pickled veggie, which is salty. Dude, if that's famine food. My mom was the youngest of 13 children in a day worker kind of... Whoa. Sugar pies were from that same era. But they, I mean, that's resourceful, and you have to be really imaginative to come up with pickle sandwiches and sugar pies, but those are like fancy. All in all, in the end, lots of calories and as few bites as possible, my kind of cooking. The real issue is to portion it out properly. That's hard. How do you roast a whole pig in the ground? Pickled veggies hold for long, and it's what we had in winter in Russia, but butter can be traded for other things from people on farms who might have needed other stuff. Yeah, I think it's the same here. Like my French Canadian grandparents, I feel like they would do a lot of canning for the winter because we get a lot of snow and nothing grows in the winter here. Dig a giant pit, get coals, hot stones, start in the morning, then covered up with tarps, giant leaves. Oh, really? Wow. Hey, Paulo, hi. Oh, thank you so much. Like I was saying, like these will be Patron rewards whenever I finish them. I don't want to rush on these because I mean, I have to send them to people and I want them to look good. Moonshine. It's one kick-ass name, honestly. Like, moonshine is a really nice word. Yeah, moonshine is homemade alcohol. Oh yeah, yeah. Moonshine is a hazard. Moonshine is an amazingly poetic word for what it is. Seriously. My great-great-grandpa ran a blind... What? Like, I understand... I feel like something like sauerkraut is more of a famine kind of thing. Because you have to be sort of desperate to look at cabbages and be like, you know what? I'm gonna put these things in salt and alcohol. And I'm gonna make it a thing. Like, okay. Good, great. My grandpa from my mom's side was born in Alsace. I don't know what's it called in English. I don't remember. But it's basically one part of France that the Germans and the French have been fighting over, and it went back and forth and back and forth. So it's a mix of both, and they're really fond of sauerkraut there too. So there was a few times as a kid where the parents and the grandparents would make sauerkraut as a meal, and they would sort of give it to us as well, but try to remove the white wine sauerkraut from the sausages that are cooked with it. I always just felt like it was so disgusting. I was just like, bleh. Like, when you're a kid, anything with, like, taste strongly of alcohol is not great. In my opinion, anyway. And even now. C'est toi ou c'est de l'activité magnétique?
C'est moi.
Toi. Oops, I should have waited until that was dry. Let's wait. Okay, so I'll take a quick bio break. I'll be right back. T'es aux toilettes?
Oui, mais je devrais être plusieurs fois que je... T'as-tu vu la fille? Non, je l'ai pas vu. C'est pour ça. Ah, ça doit être notre rue. T'as quelle taille d'être?
Je sais pas. Okay, I'm back. Oh no, I missed on plenty of chat. Oh, thank you so much, Yuri. In Polish, we call moonshine bimber. Moonshine is so unnecessary. Pretty name for something that can blind you. We also had pickled cabbage, and that was good. Whole barrels. It also provides. Really, it does provides vitamin C. Huh. What did you eat the mayo with, Cyan? I prefer pickled cabbage to wine sauerkraut. I like, in case that's not obvious enough, I don't like alcohol. And yes, there are bells ringing. Polish gherkin soup. Whoa. Vegan Chipotle mayo. Oh man, did you get what was it, the Vegenaise brand or like some other brand? But oh my god, like all mayo should be Chipotle. I had some good lapindriska. Rieska? The special flattish bread. And I love mayo. Mayo is kind of a bit like flavored butter. I love that you can make like cakes with mayo because technically it's egg and a lot of fat and a teeny tiny bit of something like acidic. Pork and sauerkraut. Was it wine sauerkraut? Ugh. It's from a company called Cool Chile. It sounds good. When I was but a wee thing learning English, I thought the LE from Chipotle was pronounced the same as the one in Castle. Well, same. I thought it was Chipotle for a while, but at some point I heard somebody say Chipotle. And I was like, oh, it's kind of a Spanish word, so I guess that makes more sense. So, riesca, traditional thin unleavened bread made from barley. Ooh, sounds yummy. Cupie high fives. I wonder what it would be like to try to make a homemade mayo, but with more egg yolks, like Cupie does it. Chipotle. Yo, why are electric kettles impossible to buy in person right now? For real? What the heck? That's weird. Why is my phone making noises? Aioli. That's mayo with garlic, right? Some hotel rooms already come with an electric kettle though, because they have a small coffee/tea like corner. If there's a kitchenette, they usually get all. Yeah, the last 2 times I've been to a hotel, there was a little section like you had a kettle, you had some of them had like a Keurig thingy, or if not, they had a bunch of mugs with packets of powdered tea, well, packets of tea in sachet, and powdered coffee. Same dude as before. And some is out trying to nab one while I'm being home Almond and frazzle and packing. Oh, habaneros. Nice. Nice. What did you do for your birthday? I ate a delicious pie. Yeah, but sometimes in the room hotel coffee pots are gross. Oh, yeah, but if it's boiling water though, like just a kettle. I don't know. I mean, of course it's better if you can get your own, but if you absolutely cannot find one. You can read more about it on the Discord, Otto. If you want to read more about what's going on with our friend Jinja. Spontaneous dance party. Seriously, like, I don't know what's up with this particular dude, but he's allergic to earbuds. It's gonna get the stream copyrighted, but this channel is not monetized, so it's fine. Like, it doesn't really matter. When I was at an hotel in Dublin, they had super good tea selection and also capsule coffee machine. When I was in a hotel in Finland, nothing, not even working light in bathroom. Oh, I cannot share in the sad part of that story, but same when I was at the hotel in Switzerland right before we flew back here, it was really impressive. Like they had like a glass full of packets of sugar and tea bags and all that, and a kettle and cups, and I should have done the stupid tourist thing of grabbing everything in that, like all the packets, and just go home with all the packets because it was really good. I hope you're prepared to eat many Nutella sandwiches, Ginger. I don't think it's a bad thing, but it's easy to put together and quite a lifesaver. Oh, have a good lunch, Jelly Bean. Yeah, the pie the pie we usually get is really fun. It's the crust is not like regular pie crust. It's more flaky. It's closer to like a thin layer of croissant, if you know what I mean. And on it they put like almond cream, pears, and chocolate chips. This right, I'm packing Nutella in a spoon. Well, that's okay. That's okay. But I mean, it's always a thing that's handy. Like all these applesauce single serve that you don't have to put in the fridge, and bread and peanut butter and instant oatmeal. Just trying to think of things that are really handy to have, but that don't require to be refrigerated, or that some don't even require hot water. And they're quite comforting too. Oh, flaky pie crust. Seriously, it's a... It's really, really interesting. Oh, that sounds... It's amazing, honestly. You know, they put this the glaze on top, like the thing that's a bit like a jelly. I don't know what's it called, but they say it's their best seller, and I can see why. Instant ramen. If you like pastries, toaster strudel are handy with a toaster. You kind of need to keep those in the freezer though, So maybe Pop-Tarts would be a bit more toaster friendly. Oh, good. Ginger. I really hope you find all that you need, seriously. Okay, I have a question, Otto. When you cook pasta in kettles, do you have to like wash the kettle after? Yeah, same with Lana. Like I've. Oh, hi, Blue Jay. Really? Mm-hmm. Well, Blue Jays make weird noises. Hold on. What the? Okay, so I can't spot the Blue Jay, but it's definitely really close by. And also the music came from a car that came passed by. And the Blue Jay is doing like quack 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 noises right now. Yeah, it was always fine when I cook pasta. You need to reboil the kettle at least once or twice with the pasta in it. But it was always fine. Yeah, I used to rinse the... Oh, that's interesting. That's a bit... I don't think I ever heard of Blue Jay. I've been hearing them forever, seriously. And I didn't know what it was. And I mean forever, like back when I was a kid, before internet was everywhere. And at some point, my brain finally realized that I could listen to bird noises to try and figure out what was doing the noise I would be hearing everywhere. And that's how I found out that it was a blue jay. And I was like, oh my gosh, all this time I've been hearing blue jays. Oh, have a good night, Yuri. Thank you so much for being here. That's when you have nothing else, you cook pasta and a kettle. Definitely. I think it's a brilliant idea. I just wouldn't have thought to cook things directly in the kettle. Smaller pasta with less amount of contact between the pastas are always the best. Oh, but you can also you could kind of braid the spaghetti too. But yeah, I can see it like with soup pasta, the teeny tiny pastas for soup. Huh. Is there a place I could show the work I did today? You could show it on the Discord, Melody. Hi, by the way. How would you season your pasta, Otto? If that's okay to ask. I don't want to bring up difficult things. Difficult memories. Maxapane says, I had a job in Texas where I walked to work, and for a week I thought I was slowly losing it because I could hear a car alarm every morning in an empty lot. Ended up being a mockingbird. Dude, that bird must have been laughing its bird butt off. I've been here the whole time, but busy painting. Still, I would have said hi earlier, but... Ooh, so many options for flavorings. You can cook the pasta with stock cubes in it. Ooh. And yeah, and stock cubes will keep really well too. Then sprinkle of Maggi sauce. It's always a good option. Hot sauce. When I was in Portugal, I loved their lemon peri peri sauce. Oh, that sounds yummy. How spicy was it? My hubs was allowed a talk box, but asked about utensils and things, and he looked at me like I was crazy for asking. No, they were not allowed. So you would eat it with your hands? We have a mockingjay here too. It imitates the sound of a crying baby. Lots of kids in our neighborhood, and drives me mad. I love mockingjays. Or mockingbirds, whatever. They're like chaos incarnate. I love it so much. Yeah, no utensil whatsoever, no microwave either. Contraband's pork. You sneak in a fork from the dining hall. Weird rules, honestly. Please. And you're allowed a mug, so you get one of those huge mugs that are almost like ball. Of course. Hey, no problem, Jinja. Don't worry about it. You got enough to worry about. So feel free to share with us all that you want to share with us. He was also in class from like 6 a.m. until... What the f... Why? Beefy tea. Dude, the bigger the mug, the better. Because inevitably you get to a point where you're like, oh no, I'm out of tea. Being out of tea is not a good mood. I was envious until I learned more and it sounded brutal. Seriously. Like when I was in college, we had a schedule that would go from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and that was brutal. So I can't imagine like from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. A bit bigger in my mug's a blend pot. Boarding schools are not fun, and as my therapist says, it traumatizes everyone that goes there. Oh my gosh. Clive is dyslexic and they thought it meant you needed to study. Oh. Poor man. Might pack our big thermoses so it can be a tea party. Oh, that's a great idea. Speaking of thermoses, I need to show you guys my mug because I think it's quite pretty. I don't know if you can see it. It's a bit hard because it's a bit shiny, but it's such a beautiful pattern. And it's one of those double-walled mugs. It's a collaboration by Mir and Tanamachi. I got quite a few things from this collection because everything was so pretty, and I feel like everything Mir does will technically last you a lifetime. Like that is one hella sturdy mug, honestly. I just love it. And I got a couple of their other containers that I will use for like either hot or cold liquids. Also, stock cubes are awesome. You can make quick mug soups. Oh yeah, like a cup of soup. Yummy. So, yeah, you can do something similar, but I guess it would not work for you. But you could put a bit of Marmite in hot water, and it makes like a broth. I'm glad you guys think my mug is pretty. Hold on, I'll go pick up some of the other things. Because they're worth seeing. Okay, I'm back. So I have one that's just black. That one is not special. And I grabbed the ones that were close by, but I think I have a coffee pot that is a bit further away that I don't reach really easily. But I have this one. Same again, Mir and Tanamachi, sorry. So that's one beautiful design. That's another one. I'm like freaking indestructible. Like this one is really handy for cold water and something like this. Like there is technically a lid that goes on it, but I don't use it. Such a pretty tabby color. Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad you guys approve of my taste in thermos. And back. Doritos. Oh, Doritos. You kind of have to get Doritos now. This is the official stream snack. Since it's your birthday, are you having any cake? Yeah, I mentioned it a bit earlier. Not cake, but I had a pie. It's kind of difficult to get a good basic cake done, except if I do it myself. So what we tend to do is instead we get this pie at a local bakery. And the pie is like flaky crust, almond cream, pears, and chocolate chips. Apple and peanut butter. Mmm. That sounds so good. Seriously. It's a bit like if you had an almond croissant, but it had pear, chocolate chips, and a glaze on top. Waffles. Oh. Yeah. They're often like Belgian waffles. I could pretty much live on pies, sweet and savory. So the UK score is high. What's really that's what I'm looking for. What's the most common pies you can get in the UK, both savory and sweet? Oh, thank you so much for being here, Duad. Have a good night. And a good weekend. Thank you. Hey, how was lunch, Jellybean? Also, tick biscuits are similar crack. Tuck biscuits. What are those? Then when you get things like cheese, meat, pate, you can pop them on top of the crackers and feel rather fun. Is it like a savory sort of cracker thing? Pot pie is pretty popular everywhere as a savory pie. At almost every fish and chip place, you get steak, chicken, mushroom, and cheese onion that are the standards. But you get fish, lamb, veggie, all sorts of at good places. Hi, Rody. Yeah, savory cracker, like a bit like a saltine. When we were traveling, somehow we always had coffee and tuck biscuits. Sweet pies are more rare here. They love a crumble. Salty, quite light crackers. Those are yummy. I love how these are like a blank slate for anything. Like you could put peanut butter on them, or you can put cheese or pate, or you know. He went all no, ah, and learned that the cobbler to me is not a cobbler on the side. What's a British cobbler? Then those deli sets from supermarkets are always a treat, you know, sliced meat, cheese, pickles. Those, the ones you get are much fancier if they have pickles. The ones I saw here are more aimed to be like pizza. So you get pepperoni, salami, crackers, cheese, no pickles. Oh, by the way, you guys know a new season of British Bake Off. It's pretty much a crumble, not the pie crust kind my grandma used to make. Oh, really? I think the crumbles we make here are possibly hold on. A cobbler. I don't even know what that would be in French. We do crumbles a lot. Apple crumble. Good classic. Are crumbles flour plus sugar plus butter on a cake? Yeah, not exactly on a cake. You can get it on specific things. Like I think they usually have a bit of a crumble on blueberry muffins for some reason. But it will usually, the ones here, you will get a layer of a bunch of fruits and then a crumble on top and you cook that. There is no pie crust though. It's just fruits, crumble, oven, go. Oops. I think the scrambled pie thingies we have to in Germany and in Russia. The cheap famine version, the fruits just don't crumble. I need to review what a famine is. I don't think I know what it is. What? Are those sweet potatoes meant to be like a dessert? I'm confused. Famine equal drought. Yeah, I guess that would explain how you still have relatively fancy things like butter and flour, but no fruits or veggies. Have to be careful. These paints will wet really easily, so layering is a bit more tricky. Like that reactivated all the green. Like when I think famine, I think of the beginning of the Willy Wonka movie. Well, sadly enough, the new one. But when they make a whole meal with just boiled cabbage. These. I mean, there is such a thing as deep fried butter, so. Oh, Barbara, thank you so much. Hi. How have you been doing? Yeah, it's not showing at all. Let's cheat a bit. Real cherries marshmallow. Ooh. Here in Scotland, you can get a meter-long deep fried kebab. What? I got another round of spam. Ooh. Oh, I'm so glad they helped. That looks like really painful to get. So if it helps, oh my gosh. Hold on, guys, I'm just... Dum, 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 dum. Haggis is ship's brain, right? What are vegetables? Well, they have potatoes, I'm fairly sure. What are neeps? I've been with my hubs for 20 years and he's still amazed at portion sizes every time we go back to the States. It is quite striking. Like, we see it every day, so... But, whoa, whenever you see the portion sizes of anywhere else... And then you have places like the Heart Attack Grill that has some absurd thing, like a burger that's like 2 feet tall, and that if you weigh over 350 pounds, you eat for free, I think. Like, that's not good. To be fair, I will never try jellied eels. Yeah, it's kind of a waste of a good eel, I agree. Oh, grilled eel is... That's something that I definitely want to try out whenever I finally go to Japan. Burger. Yeah, the Heart Attack Grill is kind of a nightmare concoction. And I think all the waitresses are heavier set too. Like, it's just a bit too much, in the sense that it's not exactly taking health in consideration. Okay, I need you all to vote. Friends turning up in your town and only letting you know once they're in your town. Okay or not okay? Depends a lot, but generally not okay. Like, we have a friend that cannot exactly let us know much in advance when they are, like, in town. But since it's always been like that, that's sort of part of it, like... And they would understand if, let's say, like, it didn't work out. I am in town if you have time for coffee or dinner, versus I am in town crashing on your couch and expect to be entertained. Yeah, that's a big difference. The first one I'm no problem with. But yeah, like that's not like coffee, dinner, that's not a big, like you don't have to move your whole life around to accommodate someone. And also it's like it's a friend we both have, so it has absolutely never been difficult. I agree with Lise. Hey, Anna Jane, hi. Thank you so much. I'm impressed that you didn't like straight up told the girlfriend like exactly what you said earlier. Like like dude, I'm doing this so the boys can have a good time. Can you please participate? Like do something? Oh, they spent an evening with us and a whole day full. Thankfully, fate made sure the boys got several hours alone by messing up our car. Oops! Yeah, straight up go silent and take out a sketch pad. I'm like, oh really? I'm gonna do my thing then. They have very cold body language with each other. Oh, thank you so much for being here, Lucine. I hope you have a great weekend. If they're really annoying, draw them. That's actually hilarious. Atu, you're too nice. So what are you interested in doing and seeing in town? And they don't reply, and you go like, well, find it on your own then. Like who goes somewhere and doesn't really have a plan at all? Just so weird. Like, why you come to a city like Edinburgh and not have any plans for what they want to do? I have no idea what kind of things they enjoy seeing. All the thinking is probably why the government could be upset. But I mean, it's kind of not her place to be upset in a way. Anyway, bleh. Are they the type who travel to vacation in the... Ew, do people do that? Oh, bleh. Like, I don't know, I haven't traveled all that much, so keep that in mind, but the few travels I've made, I was quite content to have a couple of days, like, when I went to Switzerland, always, my friend had to work on certain days, and I just walked around town, and it was great. Like, I wasn't bored, it was just fun to walk around a city that I've never seen before, and like the kind of place that I've never been to. Like, the cities in Montreal and Quebec are not the same. So it was really fun to spend like 6 hours a day just walking around, and when I was tired I would go to a cafe and drink a tea and doodle and then go back out. Like, not a problem. But I had an idea of what I wanted to do, even if it was super basic like that. I often go without plans, but then I'll either ask or just tell people I need alone time. Find out the good time to be back. Yeah. Good ice cream. Oh my gosh. We learned about the no plan things when we got to Paris and couldn't go to any museum because it was Monday. And of course they were closed on Monday. Of course, I mean... Like, if someone comes here and wants to do activities and stuff, I will try my best to find interesting stuff to do, but for myself, I'm quite content to just go live somewhere different for a while. It's fun. I mean, you see a museum, you go to. You decide on the spot that you want to go to it. Like, it's just fun. I went to Brussels for a week on the week where all museums and galleries shut. Oh no. Oh. Like, why are all the museums and galleries shut down for a whole week in summer? Why? Why was it all closed? Seriously. So I was disappointed by the actual size of the Mona Lisa. How big is it? Or rather, how small is it, I guess? I tried to draw my video game character yesterday and was having a hard time with the fire. What kind of fire is it? Is it like a campfire or is it magic fire? And what kind of rendering is it? Is it realistic or simplified? It's really tiny to what people think it is. Huh. Apparently it's a thing across Brussels. Everything shuts down for a week in summer. Like everyone has a vacation and the actual tourists are bored. I mean, good to know, but dude. Hey, thank you so much for being here, April. Have a great weekend. Necromancer, summoned fire, fireball. Ooh. Just a pencil sketch, nothing fancy. Necromancers. Great. I'm trying to think. So, interesting source of inspiration. You could try to see special effects and animation. The way they draw fire. Or have it fits in necrofire. Make it a fireball with a skull in the middle, like as if it was the head of what's his stupid name? Knight Rider? No, wait. C'est quoi le nom? C'est quoi le nom du dude que Nicolas Cage a joué, le squelette avec la tête en feu, là?
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider. There you go. Kind of like hair in water, right? Ooh, that's pretty. Women with the pearl earring is also surprisingly small, but not underwhelming at all. It has such a... Ooh. Ha, Ghost Rider. Yeah, Knight Rider is the guy with the talking car, I think. When we went to Vij's museum for Rembrandt, it was really well paced and I don't think I would choose the guided tour if I could. Or do it guided once and then do a free turn of the place. So just coming back from a kettle list to brief. Oh no! If in crisis, always okay. If I'm in town, if you want to meet for dinner, let me know after. Okay, I'm here. Entertain me. No. Oh. Oh, entertain me. I'm like, what? You can't entertain yourself? Ugh. Do you guys have ever had this thing where you kind of bust your ass to make something and the person is just like lukewarm about it, and you're like, well, if you don't care, I'll just go do something else then. Cute. The girl with the brawling is my favorite example of an art cheat. What do you mean? There is no brawl, it's just a trick of the paint that makes you think there's a brawl. Oh, really? Hmm. A 5-year-old can entertain themselves. Well, most of them should, but yeah, I've seen kids who you kind of have to interact with all the time, and it's just like, ugh. I'm the king of entertaining myself. I was like that as a kid too. Like, there's multiple photos of me as a baby, and what my mom would do is she would spread out a blanket and put like a thick cushion in each corner, just something to hold on the blanket. Put all my toys on the blanket and me, and I would stay on the blanket by myself. Like, that was fine. I'm good. That was a bit why it was difficult to have a much younger brother, because they were always like, go play with your brother, and I'm like, I don't need to. I can do my own stuff. I don't, what? Maybe it's why we have hobbies we can do alone for hours. Yeah. I'll take away my stuff and leave me alone and empty-handed, and like, aw. Pretty good at not meeting people daily. That's a very useful skill to have during a pandemic. Not meeting people is my superpower right now. Was your brother like much more of a handful, Tsukabu, which is why your mom was sort of disconcerted by your calmness. Ugh, he wants real life meetups or calls. Dude is really not on par with us, that dude. I don't leave the house without my core mini. Ooh. The tiny Delurani palette is also a good one to quickly put in a pocket. Oh no, for real though. I once got told I was a bad friend because I never text them. You know, before social media. I was like, but I have nothing to text you about. Yeah. What's up with that? We kind of have this sort of rule that no news means good news, so I don't often talk to relatives just for the sake of talking to them. Like I do an effort to call my grandma because I know she enjoys the calls and it sort of brings a bit more interest to her days. But my dad, we just like sometimes I will call him just to like ask for a couple of news, but it's never like it's a 10-minute call at most. Just found out that they have severe AD. Oh! Will that allow you to sort of address it a bit more? What will that... Like, will knowing that help you, Barbara? I agree with Box of Paint. F that friend. Oh really? You think I don't text you often enough? How about I don't text you ever again? How about that? Me 12 years ago. Trust me, no one is gonna hear from me every day unless you're my husband or if no one. I only have 2 spoons for social. Aw, I'm humbled that one of the spoons is for me. I hope so, because it's actually gotten really bad. Oh, I'm glad it can help. I really hope it will help, seriously. I'll be running towards them. I'll be running away from them. Like, wait, no! One day I will send you a posh spoon. Aww. I love the word posh, by the way. Oh, it's already 5. Wow. Well, it's good. I need to take a break from this. The detailing part is the most time consuming, even when I'm not distracted, because you kind of have to think a lot between steps. What's the thing with the metallic spoons and the boiled eggs? Why is the vacuum taken apart? Were you cleaning out the closet? Did you take apart the piping sink? All while trying to make a sandwich while working on fur painting. Oh no. Yeah, that's a bit of a... Oh man. Do you think you'll be able to have some sort of chemical help, like a medication or something, to help sort of tone down the number of streams of consciousness that go on at the same time, if that's a way to put this? Yeah, that's kind of stuff they should tell you, Jinja. That's, you know, no news, good news. Well, that's not necessarily good news material, but that's definitely something we should tell Jinjin material. Do we have the same family? I was legit watching Martha Stewart making boiled egg, and I was like, who has a mother of pearl spoon? Well, Martha Stewart, apparently. Yikes. Was it from Burke's? Major life events would be cool. Yeah. It doesn't even have to be a long message if that's... Apparently my little sister got married, I feel like... Oh my gosh. What? Otto, for real? What the heck? The Paris Hilton cooking show was actually a lot of fun with her Swarovski. My mom's excuse was, oh, it just didn't come up. Well, bring it up then. I don't know. Who's that strange man? Everyone, this is James, my husband. You got married? Oh no. And didn't tell us? No, Mom didn't tell you guys. Oh my gosh. Although that man keeps following you around. This is so silly. I guess I should be glad that my brother emailed me when they got pregnant. At least, like, they didn't tell me when the kid was born, they told me before. I'm very glad that he follows me around. Aww. I can just imagine the situation. It's so absurd. It looks like it's something out of a sitcom. You know? Can you imagine it? Well, the thing is, I can't really imagine Otto in that situation, so it's too much of a mental stretch. But I mean, the marriage thing is bad enough. Oh my gosh. Did you keep a tally of the number of times you had to friendship time out your own family, Ginger? Because I think the tally would be so high up. Did you set up a secret webcam to spam the Airbnb cats? Oh, the cats. Speaking of cats. Huh. %100 twinsies. The thing is that putting that kind of people in friendship timeout is that it will not be conducive to them calling more. I don't tell you, but I've been much more upfront in announcing to them that we're on a friendship timeout because XYZ. Doesn't change their behavior, but I feel it would be better. Oh yeah, that's important. Scrunchy makes sounds. What's it? Come in. This is Edinburgh Friends. Come in. Over. Meow. Might be a bit too much with the next people who will rent the place though. You might not want to see those people, but the cats, sure. It's such a good name for the cats. Once I was told what are what's it's, I was like, oh my gosh, that's so perfect. Such a cute name. I'd be like, you have no idea how to handle what's it. Oh, I think things is getting chunky. Oh no, too chunky or like good chunky? Thank you for the willingness to communicate regularly. All right, people. Any more like questions or thing? You don't have to tell me when you get married, but I expect you to not be angry when I don't know it. Yeah, that's the thing too. He's trying to eat all the food in the world ever, 24/7. Things. The food will always be there. You don't have to eat so much. All the scritches are wrong. It's always fun catching the stream. Thank you so much. It's been a really, really fun live stream. Thank you guys so much for being here today. And I will keep working on this until they're finished. Post pictures on Patreon, possibly on Instagram at some point as well. And like I said, these will be sent to patrons at the end of the month. I have 5 to make, so 4 here, and I will do another batch of 4 because it's just easier. And yeah. Again, thank you so much, guys, for being here, and I really appreciate it. It was a really fun chat and a really fun Caturday. If you're not on the Discord already, we have a Discord server set up that you can hang out during the week where we chat about everything and all things, and it's a very supportive community. It's really nice. It's free. Link is in the chat. Link is in the description if you want to join up. Eat good food. Always. Eat amazing food so we can ask each other what we got at the next Saturday stream. Yes, I hope to see you all next Saturday, guys. Take care. Have a really awesome weekend. And enjoy the weather if possible. Bye!